people are streaming in to attend the big event. It's not a concert, but a show put on by the American Quilters Society. This massive hall is filled with thousands of people, all sharing a common passion for quilting.
We love the colors, we love the fabric, the feel of the fabric, and being very creative. It just brings out the creative side of me.
It's a total link of the physical with the spiritual and what it is that drives a human being to do whatever it is that they know they're called to do.
For hundreds of years, quilters have been stitching together 3 layers of fabric, making quilts that provide warmth and an abundance of color. But one thing has changed dramatically since the good old days. There has been a technological revolution with computerized machines that are literally on the cutting edge.
One of the most unique features in this machine is there's actually a camera, and if you activate that, you can actually look on the screen at exactly what the needle's looking at.
This takes the place of hand quilting a quilt for 3 months, when you can machine quilt it in probably a day.
The results of the new technology are on display at the National Quilt Museum in Paducah, Kentucky, the unofficial capital of American quilting. Inside, it resembles a high-end art museum.
A lot of what you see in here are competition quilts, so you're seeing a whole different level of quilting. We have very classical quilts that are very ordered on a center medallion with consecutive borders, yet we have some that are incredibly wild. We have some that really speak to a personal vision.
In this one, I've really created this very complex design of interlocking, overlapping birds, and sometimes it's hard to tell what's one bird and what's part of the next bird, and that ambiguity is kind of intentional on my part. I am very much at peace when I'm sitting at my sewing machine, moving the fabric under the needle and making the patterns. I was born an artist, and I have to do something original. That's just who I am.
Back at the show in Iowa, it's obvious that most quilters are women of a certain age, but that is a rule with many exceptions.
I really think that there are a lot of younger people taking over, or not taking over, but going into quilting, knitting, crocheting, all the stuff that grandmas used to do.
It keeps me busy, of course. It keeps the mind busy, and I do something for somebody else. It's all in the heart. If you don't do it from the heart, don't do it. I think most quilters do it from the heart.
So the technology of quilting has been totally transformed, and there are new men and women joining the ranks of quilters. But even with all the changes, there remains one, pardon the pun, common thread among quilters: the fabric.
Oh my goodness, cotton is so important, very important. It quilts the best. If you go back to great-grandma's quilts, they were cotton. Cotton is the best of the best for quilting, and it always has been, and that's why it's important to us today.
If you're going to spend that much time preparing and going through the whole process, you want to make sure you have the best cotton fabric because it lasts longer. One thing about cotton, as opposed to, say, a synthetic, is that it does reflect light differently. You get this wonderful liveliness to a quilt made from cotton that you don't get necessarily from a synthetic. And it just really glows. And that's the properties of the fiber.
There is little doubt that this ancient art will continue to attract new fans who will keep the tradition alive. For millions of Americans, making quilts is a source of great pleasure and a deeply held passion.
They say that you either love it or you hate it, or it makes you nervous, or it just calms you down. I'm the one that I'm just in a different world. When I'm quilting, I'm calm and happy.